Policing with Pride, and today I'm in the cruiser with Officer Brian Malone talking about patrol. Tell me what life's like for a patrol officer. What are your duties?
Well, we usually, if we're on day shift, we usually come in at 5:45 in the morning, and we get our cruiser ready, and then we're here to take calls, and normally we'll go drive around in the morning and drive around the neighborhoods, and then after that, then be here for calls, and then do investigations throughout the day, and that's just kind of waiting for calls to come in.
When you're out on patrol, what are you looking for?
Looking for traffic violations to make traffic stops. Sometimes we'll go to certain problem areas where we have complaints we have some speeding complaints or some stoplight complaints, so we'll go look at those. Or if we're looking in areas to where there's vehicle thefts, then we'll just go look for vehicles that might have looked like their car doors are open or broken into, and look for stuff like that throughout the day.
Are there any tips being a patrol officer, things that you see regularly that you'd like residents to know about, ways that they can help prevent crime in their neighborhood?
I think the biggest thing that we try and harp on is, I think one of our officers calls it the 9 p.m. routine. Checking your cars at night. If you aren't able to park your car in the garage, that's totally fine. Just make sure your doors are locked, and anything that is valuable is stowed inside a compartment or brought inside. So putting the phones and keys, computers and purses, and all that stuff, bringing that inside at night. And then if you go to work out to a gym nearby or go to a grocery store, do the same thing of bringing your purse with you or leaving it at home before you go, then locking your doors constantly. The most common thing is people just going car to car to open doors. And they just look to see if a car door is open. So the biggest turn is just keeping doors and cars secure.
What's your biggest pet peeve on the road? What's the number one issue you see for drivers?
I'd say the number one issue is the red light runners. We would love to see people, when you have a yellow light, you're supposed to slow down, or if you aren't able to slow down, proceed with caution. But a yellow light doesn't mean the next 5 cars can hurry up and go through, because not only then 3 cars go through a red light, and you nearly cause an accident sometimes, but then it also slows down the traffic lights elsewhere, and it inhibits other drivers in traffic to proceed in an orderly manner. So people respecting those red lights would be greatly appreciated. We were at intersections like 72nd, 370, and 84th and 370, and there's times where we can't do anything about it because we're so far behind in cars, or there's no good safe way for us to go out and make a traffic stop in those instances. So I know some people are frustrated and they see us there, but sometimes their hands are tied with just traffic and safety. So
distracted driving is a pretty big issue.
Yeah, so with being on your cell phone, it's a secondary offense. So we have to have a primary offense in order to educate the public with that, and that becomes rather difficult. We try the best we can. We just got done with our with You Text, You Drive, You Pay grant, and we had a few violations all the time. Just driving down the road, I can see people driving with their phone in front of their face, and I don't think some people look down for more than or keep looking at their phone while they're driving for several hundred feet, and you just want to scream, and so that's pretty frustrating.
What's the best part of your job?
The best part of my job is going to calls, and usually when we get called, it's some people are not too happy or having a bad day, and being able to turn that around and put a smile on people's faces, or at least have them have a better day is probably one of my favorite parts.
I was going to say, if there's any job that is able to have a direct positive impact on people, it's sitting in this patrol car.
It's immediate. We're usually the first responders to almost any call, even if it's like a house fire or a rescue call. We're kind of the first people there, and so we have the ability to make a huge impact.